You'd be surprised at how good looking you are when you grow out your hair. I've seen it. Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Lena. I'm a hairstylist and a hair cutting specialist. And on this channel, I talk about hair a lot. Today's video is going to be about men's haircuts, what I like about men's haircuts, what I don't like, and what you should never ever get and what you should be asking for. So we're just going to go through a few of celebrities' haircuts, and I'm just kind of going to talk about them and kind of break them down for you from the perspective of a female. And I hope that the video is going to help you choose the next haircut for yourself. For the purpose of today's video, since it's YouTube, we're gonna just be doing it for entertainment purposes only. So let's get into it. So I have a folder here of 52 haircuts that I pulled off online or pulled on. I can't talk today. Off the internet. The first haircut is of Matthew McConaughey's hair. I love this haircut on guys. I think it's such a versatile haircut. If you're trying to grow out your hair, you like your hair long, you have a bit of a wave in your hair. A lot of you guys don't even know that you have waves in your hair because you've always worn your hair so short and you've always had clipper haircuts, which is usually the traditional way of doing men's haircuts. And you don't even know what your hair is capable of. Once you grow it out, you start to see that there's a little bit of a wave, there's a little bit of like a nice shape to it, and you kind of enjoy it once it's growing. So I highly recommend that if you want to experiment a little bit, like during these times, you can definitely grow out your hair. This is such a clean haircut. This is a haircut that's going to grow out beautifully. This would be considered a medium length, not long. So short would be like a clipper haircut, and this would be more of like a longer haircut. The next haircut, oh my god, I don't know what this is. I think this haircut is trying too hard. Not a fan. I don't know why this thing at the top is there, that little corner. I think whoever was going in with the clippers kind of took off like the wrong angle. Let's move on. Johnny Depp is one of the most attractive men in Hollywood, but sometimes he has really, really, really bad hair. I like this on him. My only thing with this haircut is that it goes way above the round of the head. So with men's haircuts, we always like to keep a square head or a square shape because it's very masculine and it's very strong. We're gonna look at some other photos and I'll show you some examples. Whenever we go over this round of the head right here, this turns it more feminine. If you do this is a very feminine haircut, and if I were to wear it more square, I look very strong, very masculine. It also highlights the jawline. So that is actually very, very nice for men. And a lot of men will go to a barber or a salon and have their hair cut way too high. A lot of you guys cut your own hair and you go over that round of the head. Not recommended. It just doesn't look, I mean, Johnny Depp can get away with anything, really. I mean, he goes out with like super greasy hair and he still looks amazing, and he has a very strong jawline. So not worried about Johnny Depp, but for the layperson who doesn't have a whole team of, you know, beautifying glam squad, then I wouldn't recommend. I don't know. I don't like it on him, honestly. Like, I think a square hair, I don't think I've ever seen him in a square haircut, but I don't really like this. Oh my god, what is that? I'm not sure what this is. So this is the type of haircut that I don't know what to call this. Is this douchey? Like, I don't know. Leave some comments below. Let's move on. Ooh, is that Liam Hemsworth? I love this haircut. This is such a good haircut. So, oh, hold on. What's happening in the back? There's a little bit of a bump here. Either that's from photo editing or a mistake in styling, or I think there's just a little bit too much weight there. It could be a mistake in the haircut. It looks like a bad photo editing. Let's look at the sides and the top for a second. It looks amazing. I love, love, love this haircut. This is a scissor haircut. This is not a clipper haircut. Most of you guys are used to getting clipper haircuts. A lot of you have cut your own hair at home using clippers, which is fine. I do it all the time. I just find that a nice scissor haircut is so much more, it grows out really well, and it flows better because when you're cutting with the scissors, you can really shape it to the round of the head. Everyone's head shape is different. So if you have a square head, it's going to be a different haircut from if you have a very round head. Some people have a very flat occipital bone. Some people have a very round occipital bone. So every haircut is going to be different, and this is one of my favorite haircuts to do because it's versatile. You still get a short haircut. It grows out into a beautiful medium length, so if you want to grow it out, it grows out beautifully. What's another thing that I wanted to say? And it's customized. It's a custom haircut. Whenever we use clippers, it's not as custom as scissor haircuts, but you have to have length for this type of haircut. If your hair is too short, we can't really do much with it. And it also shows off the health of the hair. Like, look at how shiny this haircut his hair looks. And this all has a lot to do with, obviously, I'm sure he uses like an amazing shampoo and there's some styling product in there. It just feels good. And if there's any cowlicks in the hair, or if there's any issues with the hair that if the hair doesn't sit well with a clipper haircut, a lot of times we go in with clippers and we discover that there's a part of the hair that kind of whirls or does something weird. With the scissors, we can really work around it and really shape it. It's just a custom kind of sculpture, really. Oh, he's such a cutie. I forget his name. He's one of the Jonas brothers. Love this. I think this is such a great haircut. My only thing is, as a female, I don't really like coiffed hair. Not too much coiffed on men. I like really clean haircuts, but I also like the hair to be a little bit disheveled, a little out of place. I really like this. I think it suits him a lot. I love also what he's wearing. Another thing I do want to mention about the other haircuts is that they're so versatile, like the Matthew McConaughey haircut. It's versatile because this is the type of haircut that you can wear with a t-shirt and slacks on a weekend when you're walking your dog, and you can also wear it with a suit. I like that his parting is not a hard part. We're gonna get into hard parts in a second. It looks like they use clippers on the sides, or maybe scissor over comb, and just clippers around here. And this happens a lot, is the hair that's here sometimes is a different texture from the rest of the hair. So sometimes we'll have really coarse hair here, especially guys, because it goes into like, it feels like beard hair, but then the rest of the hair could be finer. So you could have different textures of hair in one head, which is actually quite common. Different hair colors. So sometimes you might have a patch of white hair. So when you go to cut it, it actually looks like you have less hair, in contrast with the rest of your hair that's dark. But the rest of the haircut is beautiful. He looks like he has really, really great hair. Looks like he has very healthy hair. I love the product. There's not one hair out of place. There's no frizz. It looks very coiffed, very clean. I like this haircut a lot. And this is the kind of haircut that you need to do maintenance cuts for. So around the sides and the back, and just keep the top long. I love this. I love the old style of classic haircuts. There he is again, Matthew McConaughey. So this is the front of his hair before it has grown out. This is another scissor haircut. This is a haircut do you see how it's more square? It really brings out the jawline and the eyebrows when the hair is square. So whenever we're doing haircuts, I always think of the full proportion of the hair, also the full proportion of the body. A lot of times, super buff guys, they go and they cut their hair super short, or they fade it really short, and then they do the round thing, and then their head looks really small on top of a massive body. Hair is not just hair. You have to think of an entire picture and a full image, and how you want to carry yourself too. Love this haircut. He's a beautiful human being. This looks like a clipper haircut. This is one of my least favorite haircuts to do, although this is a very common haircut that a lot of guys ask for. Clippers on the sides, a little off the top. I find that this is the go-to for guys when they don't know what they want, when they haven't grown out their hair, and when they haven't really found a style that works for them. They usually will just go for, clippers and scissors on the top. It's probably one of my least favorite haircuts because it lacks creativity and it just doesn't really do much. It's when we go in with clippers, like, see how his head looks round. If I were to go in and do scissor haircut on Ben Affleck, I would have added more weight around here and created some really nice layers, and then allowed his hair to really sit back, and really felt like if there's a wave in the hair, then I put in some product and add some wave. But this looks like honestly a quarantine haircut. This is his hair a little bit longer. Looks like they use scissors. They use clippers on the sides and on the back, and then scissors on the top. So it looks like there's been a little bit of scissor over comb. And I love length on the top because it gives a little bit of wave and dimension. And a lot of times you guys have really nice colors in your hair that you don't really use because you've never grown out your hair. You don't know the potential of your hair. So in the summer, sometimes your hair will get get lighter and you'll have like natural highlights, and your hair changes color, especially if you're lighter. A lot of times like guys with darker hair also have some really nice natural highlights. So I encourage you to grow out your hair and see what it can do, because I really love a nice long haircut on a guy. Okay, Brad Pitt. This looks like a very disheveled, I mean, it's Brad Pitt. He can look amazing in anything. I like this haircut. I don't love it. It looks a little grown out, just like a grown out layered medium haircut. It looks a little choppy, to be honest. There's a little bit of choppiness happening here. It just looks like it's not blended. There's some long pieces here and short pieces here. His back doesn't look very clean, and the layers just don't look like they've been cleaned up well. It just looks like he just let it grow out, and judging from his beard, I think it's been growing for a while. Not a good look. This is an old picture, very similar to the other Ben Affleck one that I was looking at. So it looks like clippers on the sides, maybe scissors. It looks like grown out clippers on the sides, and then a little bit of that corner there, so they didn't go over that round of the head. Again, really, really nice for guys. A little length on the top. Let's talk a little bit about product here. It looks like there's been some gel in there. I don't like this old 90s, I mean, nobody really does this anymore, where we use like dippity-doo and we make the hair super crunchy. I find how do I say this without offending anybody? If you go to the gym, generally gym goer guys, I don't know why you guys do this, but you'll wear gel. You shave your sides and then you wear a lot of gel on the top and it looks crunchy. Please don't do that. Please upgrade your products to a pomade. Do not use wax. Wax is like so bad for you. It's just, it's so gooey. Don't want residue in your hair. It needs to feel like it's just natural. I feel like this is from his Fight Club days. Yeah, we don't do these haircuts anymore. We don't do these kind of looks anymore. It reminds me of like the 90s Britney Spears kind of messy. Yeah, let's move on. Oh, okay, so we're back to the medium length haircut. I love this haircut. I actually took a class on how to do this haircut, and it's one of my favorite haircuts to do. I'm gonna just like gush over this haircut for guys. I think this is such a nice haircut for guys. If you want to look handsome, this is a haircut for you. You want to look nice and clean for work, and you also want to look casual and dressed down and super, what's the word? Comfortable, down to earth, guy next door. This is a great haircut. A lot of you guys have great colors and great textures and really nice wavy thick hair. Even if you have thinner hair and you are maybe losing your hair, this is a good way to cover up any issues with your hair and your hairline, and it just makes your hair feel fuller. Also, you need to use good product for that. It just makes you look really handsome. This is a handsome haircut. I'm gonna call it the handsome haircut. Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God. I don't recommend you get this haircut, and if you have it, I'm sorry. First of all, okay, let's talk about fades for a second. Fades are really popular. A lot of barbers just do fades, and they do the same fades on everybody. And yes, I'm calling you out if you're a barber, and I don't understand it. Like, not everybody looks good in a fade. I don't understand fades. I don't like them. I've done them on a couple guys. I don't like them. I really love scissor haircuts. I think they're much better for guys. Okay, first of all, what is happening over there? Why is there a hard part? And why is it so coiffed? Like, why do you need your hair to be so clean? It looks like cement. It looks like it's been glued on. It looks like, just no. Like, okay. One of my friends got married and her husband decides to get a fade for their wedding day, and he's never had a fade before. So what ends up happening is he has white skin and then black hair. And so his head was oval with a massive white thing and then just like black hair on top, and he was wearing a black suit or a black tuxedo. So all you could see was like black, white, black. Like, he just looked like he was chopped up into 3 blocks of like black and white. If you're gonna get a fade on your wedding day, please make sure that you do something before this. Like, make sure that you've been getting fades for a while, or just grab the makeup artist and get her to put a little bit of bronzer on you, because the discrepancy in color is just, please no. Let's move on to David Beckham. Scissor haircut. Looks like a scissor haircut, or it could be clippers. It could be grown out clippers on the side. Again, I love this kind of disheveled long haircut. I don't know what else to say. There's a huge disconnection from the top and the sides, which is nice. He could really brush it back and blow dry it into place so you can have a really clean pompadour when you want, and you can also kind of shake it out and make it kind of fall over. With this type of length, it really needs a texture of hair that allows this to work really nicely. If you have very thin hair, very fine hair, it can look like you're trying too hard. So with fine hair or thin hair, the length is really important. If it's too long, it could look bad. If it's too short, it's just not gonna look right. It's gotta have this kind of really nice balance with your face shape and also the hair texture itself. Products can really help with that. I had to put this here because this is what I'm talking about when I say, you know, gel hair. I feel like this is like a lazy guy's haircut. You know, when you go like and get the fade and then the top is just like, oh, I'm just gonna throw in some gel. One of the things I really noticed about guys is a lot of them don't know how great their hair is or what it can do until they grow it out. And I keep saying this because it's true. So maybe your whole life you've been doing this and you're like, yeah, this is just, you don't even think about it. It's automatic. And you suddenly switch up your products and you realize, oh, my hair can actually do something different. So I really encourage you to try different products and don't go to the drugstore. Get a salon professional product because they are a world of difference. A lot of guys will use waxes. When I started off as a hairstylist, I bought a ton of wax from the drugstore thinking it was just the same thing. I started using that on my clients and I immediately threw it in the garbage. I'm like, it's sticky, it's gross, it makes the scalp oily over time. So you put it in and then the next day your scalp is oily. Whenever you put these like poor quality waxes in your hair, it actually attracts dirt, it attracts dust, and it attracts debris from the air around you. So it makes your hair feel like terrible. Colin Farrell, I haven't seen him in a while, so don't get this haircut. This is a no-no. I don't even know what this is. First of all, his hair looks super greasy. I don't know if he's doing this on purpose. I feel like Colin Farrell was always someone who's like, oh, I'm such a rebel, I'm so cool, look at me. And I think him and Johnny Depp are actually, no, they're not on the same league. Colin Farrell, I thought he's a great actor. I really loved a lot of his movies, but holy crap, his hair was like, no, just no. I don't understand this haircut. I don't get it. I actually had a client who used to come in and get this type of look, and he would do like a little man bun. It just screams douche. No. Is that Ronaldo? I don't know what to say about this. He can get away with anything because he's famous, and he's I don't know if I find him like really, really attractive, but I mean, he's the kind of guy that like guys love and girls love, so I can't really say anything bad about him. But from my perspective, I don't know what it is with sporty guys and going like the full shave and a ton of jelly, waxy hair product on top. It's like a thing. It's like part of the thing. If you go to the gym, you're a gym goer, you lift weights, you play soccer, this is the look that you're supposed to get. I don't like it, but I think this is part of his look. So it's okay for him. I don't like it because I hate the hard part. It just, again, it screams douchebag, and it screams like, you gotta be able to carry this properly, and you gotta be able to just have the personality to go with this. You got to be a really nice guy, because otherwise it's just, like I said, like it just screams douchebag. No. The product is too heavy, it looks greasy. The hard parts grow back really, really fast. So you might get it and it looks good for 2 days. And if your hair is really thick, it's going to grow back super quick. And I just don't understand it. I don't know. It depends. It's a very, very individual thing. So grown out scissor haircut. So again, I mean, he looks so disheveled, but he's such a good looking guy. And this is what I mean. When I say grow out your hair, you'd be surprised at how good looking you are when you grow out your hair. I've seen it. This look is really, really popular amongst barbers nowadays. A lot of barbers do this. A lot of guys really like this. It looks great, but I think it has a place and time, and it has a certain persona and a certain guy that can really carry this off. I don't think it should be worn by everybody or every single guy. I don't think you should go to there's certain barbershops that just specialize in this type of haircut, and it's just like cookie cutter, everyone gets the same haircut. I think that's wrong. I think haircuts, like clothes, like buying a car, like it's so customized to you, and it needs to really reflect your personality and your lifestyle. And this is what I have against these haircuts, is that everyone's doing them and everyone looks the same, and then you don't have any separate personality from society and culture, and I don't like that. I don't think that's right. I think everyone needs to have their own persona. So Bradley Cooper again looks greasy in this haircut or hairstyle. I don't understand it. I think the length is good because it brings out his jawline. I would have brought it down a little bit more, just let it grow out a little bit more. The product looks so greasy. It looks like he just hasn't washed his hair, or it looks wet. I don't know if this is part of his look. I mean, I think he thinks he can get away with things like this, but come on, I bet his suit was like $3 million and his hair just, I don't know, did he do it himself? I don't know. I don't like this. I don't think it brings out his features. I think he had his hair colored, so his hair looks much darker than it should for his skin tone. His skin tone looks a little bit redder. I think it was meant to bring out his eyes, probably, because people think that if you have dark hair, it does bring out your eyes. I just think it's massive contrast. The hair is too dark for his skin tone. He looks better with lighter hair. Again, why I love scissor haircuts. Like, look at how chic this looks. It's when your hair is cut well, you can really tuck it behind the ear properly and wear a suit, and you can let it be disheveled if you don't feel like getting it done, and then it grows out really nicely. This looks like a razor haircut. It's like someone used, some razoring around, or maybe scissors and then went in with razor. It looks like there's a razor in the back, so it's a very feminine, soft neckline or hairline in the back. I love this haircut. I think his beard is a little too heavy because I want to see a little bit of his jawline there, but I think with the suit, I mean, he looks amazing, and his hair color is probably natural or has been enhanced a little bit with some toner, but it looks really, really chic. It's square, has a little bit of a roundedness, but it's still kind of very masculine. I love this haircut. Love it. So now we're at Liam Hemsworth. He looks like he has a lot of hair. He looks like he has very thick hair, and it was cut very blunt with some texture, but it looks like it's just a very difficult hair because it's not really sitting properly. I don't know what's going on. Looks like a scissor haircut. It feels a bit choppy. I don't know why. I don't really like this. Again, very classic men's haircut, so short on the sides and a little off the top. Okay, Brad Pitt again. He seems to have really, really great hair and great haircuts, so I have a lot of Brad Pitt in this folder. The mustache, that's something. I'm just gonna keep talking about how much I love this haircut. It's just so well done. I think that the front is blow dried. If you want to learn how to blow dry your hair like that, check out my video on how to create volume, because there is a way to blow dry the front of the hair so that you have this kind of like flip but like a bounce in the front, because a lot of our hair actually grows forward, and a lot of you guys have real trouble trying to get it to sit in that way and to sit back. So a lot of times the hair sits forward or flops forward, and you can't seem to get it to sit back. So good product helps a lot, and also blow drying it in the direction that's going to sit. However you blow dry the hair, however you dry it, is the way it's going to dry. So it's important to learn how to style this haircut if you know how to, if you have this haircut, and also what products work really well for you. I love the back. I love the neckline. I think it looks so chic. Oh my god. Okay, so again, random picture of this is gelled hair. I still see guys doing this. I don't understand why they still do this, and the haircut is very round. So you're seeing like a really round haircut instead of a square haircut. For men, it should be square, more squared than round. And this is how do you even wash this out? Like, it just feels like it's cemented. This you know how I was saying that I really hate hard parts and I hate those fades? I feel like it looks good on this guy because he's got a beard. I think it kind of offsets a little, but I just feel like there's such a massive white space right here that really just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. If you guys want to tell me how you feel about it, you can let me know in the comments. So Johnny Depp can get away with anything. This is part of his look. His hair is meant to be messy, greasy, disheveled. He's not somebody who's going to follow the rules and have clean hair. And as we have seen from those photos, he just doesn't give a rat's ass It's what he looks like. So this is part of his look. I don't recommend that you get this haircut or that you wear your hair like this unless this is part of your persona. Again, these guys are actors. They have a persona, and so this is just how he grew into this persona. So I don't know. I don't like his hair. I think it's terrible, but it works for him. Oh, there he is again. Yeah. That look in his eyes, though, it looks really, really, really intense. He looks sad and in pain. Yeah, greasy hair, shaved sides, kind of like the Colin Farrell picture that we saw earlier. I wouldn't recommend this. Ooh, hello. Okay, so I love Leonardo DiCaprio. Beautiful human being. He seems like he's such an intense guy. Like, he's just not even here. Like, if you see his interviews, he's just, yeah. I always love his hair. I think it's great. If you notice, Leonardo DiCaprio, actually, let me see if I have any other pictures of him. He doesn't have the perfect head shape. Okay, so this is another picture of him. I love this picture. This kept coming up on Google when I looked up his hair because this is probably one of his best looks. This was Oscars. This was when he won the Oscar for Revenant, I think. So if you notice, his head is not like a perfect head shape. So this is why haircuts are so important. Even Leonardo DiCaprio, the most beautiful human being on the planet, has a funny looking head shape. So he has it's a little bit wider on the top, and the haircut should work for his head shape. Imagine Leonardo DiCaprio had a fade. Imagine his barber went in and just faded. I don't know if he's ever had a fade, but imagine he did a skin fade. His head would it would just look out of balance. So this type of haircut not only suits his personality, it looks very chic, very coiffed, and he can also kind of wear it out on a weekend and still look like put together. So I love this. And the product doesn't look too heavy. You do see a little bit of product there, but it's not bad. It doesn't look crispy. It doesn't look like it's gunky. I love this haircut. I would go a little bit longer if he was my client. I tell him, like, can we just grow out your hair just a tad more? Just up here, I would want to see a little bit more height. No particular reason. I think you just look better with it. Looks like it's been clippered on the sides with a little bit of scissor over comb. Again, square. Do you notice the square happening there? I love this. He looks great. Oh, here's another one. Very similar. This is a very classic men's haircut. So when you come in for a clipper haircut, this is what I would do if you're just like, oh yeah, just do like clippers. If you notice, the front of his head has a little bit of a cowlick. A lot of our hair grows, actually, I think like all of us have hair that grows forward in the front. So you actually have to give it a little bit of a kick to flip it back. So my hair grows forward. Today I'm wearing it forward because it's easier. But if you have hair that grows forward and you're fighting with it, get a product that you really like, put it in, and then blow dry it back. Great hair. You can really see the curl in his hair. He has really like quite curly, wavy hair. It looks like he has straight hair on the sides and then curly here. Sometimes you might need to use two different products for that. So you might need to use a very strong product on the sides because the hair can be coarser up here because it's connecting with the beard. And so you might need to use something really strong on the sides and lighter on the top. So I feel like maybe this is what's happening over here. This is what I was talking about when I said my friend got married and her husband decides to go get a fade on their wedding day, and he was wearing a black tuxedo and he was olive skin, or actually more darker, like a medium, almost brown skin, and he gets a fade and he has a just white streak and black hair. If you are going to do something like this, is add a little bit of bronzer. Ask the makeup artist to add a little bit of bronzer, foundation, waterproof foundation. I love Ryan Reynolds. Clippers on the sides, a little off the top. It's a little bit rounded. I don't know if I would go more square on him because I'm thinking a lot of times, okay, so disclaimer, sometimes if you go really square on someone, we have a bit of like a cowlick happening here, so that when you go to cut it square, it actually poofs out too much. And that's why a lot of hairdressers will go super short. A lot of barbers who are really experienced will say, do not ever do that. That is a huge sin. You never ever cut the crown really, really short to the scalp. But if it's giving you trouble, it depends. Like, I always cut around it so that it sits better, and then I prescribe product. But sometimes if you do go too square, you might have to go really short. It looks like that's what's happening here. Maybe his hairstylist just decided to go like more rounded, or maybe he's growing out his hair. I don't know. It's a nice haircut. It's just very classic. This is more square, and what I'm seeing here is he does have hair that just likes to stick out on the sides. I'm seeing hair that sticks out in the back. So it looks like, I think my intuition's right about this. I think he has really difficult hair, or hair that just doesn't want to sit right. I don't remember ever seeing him with long hair. So if he were to get like a Matthew McConaughey haircut that we saw in the beginning of the video, I wonder what would happen. I have to actually look that up. Let me see if Ryan Reynolds has long hair. Let's look at him with long hair. Oh, I think I found one. That's the longest he's been. But see, it looks better when it's long. Like, it just looks better. It just kind of waves really, really nicely. It waves, it sits better. So that's what I would prescribe for my clients. I would just tell them, look, grow out your hair so that we don't have to constantly fight with it and try to make it sit in a certain way that it doesn't want to sit. So that's not good. You don't want to do that. Oh, this is another one. But he actually does really look good in really short hair. I like it. This is a nice fade. This is nice. It's very clean. The spiky look is just very dated. It can work. I love when hair falls forward. A lot of my guy clients really like it when I style their hair forward just at the part so that you cover the part, and it also creates a square there. So I really like this a lot. Shawn Mendes has the best hair, always the best hair, always the best haircuts. He seems like he would be a great client, and he would just use all of the right products. I don't know what to say about this. I love this haircut on him. I think it suits his personality, being an artist, you know, kind of this disheveled, really cool curly hair. I love it. Nothing to say about this. Very well done. I think his hairstylist is like super world renowned. So, oh my God, I think he was like 12 years old here. He's so cute. Clippers on the sides, a little off the top. It was okay. It's a nice haircut. It's nice. This would grow out really nicely too. Oh my God. Again, we're back to the haircuts I hate. Yeah, don't do this. Do you see how when I say about color, he has white hairs on the side, and when you go short, it actually looks like you have less hair. Like, do you see the contrast between the light and dark? So sometimes you might cut a piece, and because it has more white hair than other pieces, than other areas on the head, it ends up looking like you have less hair there. It's just the contrast is just really like off-putting, and I don't know what's happening up there. This is an old picture. Oh my God, Ricky Martin. Been a while. I love this haircut. I think it's great. Clippers on the side, scissors on the top. I would have done scissors on the side and left the sides a little bit longer. I think he has had that haircut. I mean, he's a handsome guy, so it looks great. I also like that the sides are not so clean. A lot of times, and I do this sometimes, I'll just clean up the hairline and make it like super clean. Yikes. No. No. Love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my God. Okay. So Tom Hardy, huge crush on Tom Hardy. But what is that? I looked up that picture. I think he was on the red carpet with his wife, and he had this one piece of hair sticking out. And I don't know if he just has really thick hair that's really difficult to manage. I just think the whole look, it's cool because it's Tom Hardy. He's gorgeous. I think there's too much product. That's too much product because you can see the product. You should never be able to see it's kind of like makeup. You should never, if you want to look, beautiful makeup, red carpet makeup, you don't see it. So expensive color, expensive makeup. If you want to look expensive, you want to look chic, you should not see the product. So that's kind of the philosophy of like really great hair, is that you should be able to see the product. So here I see the product and there's this piece sticking out. Oh, so some pictures of Tom Hardy. He looks like he has really thick, difficult hair. So he's had every haircut in the world. He's had short clippered on the sides and then short on the top. He's got long hair. He's got gelled hair. He's got gelled hair to the back. And this guy, I mean, I'm such a fan because he can take on any persona. And this is what I mean when I say your hair is part of your personality. And I think it works for someone like Tom Hardy. Again, he's an actor. But if you can figure out who you are, you can really find a haircut that works for you and that works with your personality. Don't pick a haircut that doesn't work for who you are, for who your personality is. So get in alignment and get everything lined up, and your haircut you won't wear your hair. Your haircut won't wear you, you'll wear the hair. I think this is a very common haircut that a lot of barbers do. Not my style. And this is Patrick Dempsey with a very similar shape. No fade on the sides, scissors on the sides, scissor on the top. And he could have thin hair for all we know. I don't think he does, but he could have thin hair, but with the right products, it actually looks thicker and the right styling. Oh my God, I think that's everything. So I just want to put this out on YouTube and see if there is a reaction to this. If you guys enjoy it, let me know in the comments below. Share it, like it, tell all your friends, because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm and it helps to grow my channel. And let me know what else you want to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Find me on Instagram at Lena's Makeup and Hair, and I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.